Scientists taught an AI to sleep so it doesn't forget what it learned, like a person, an AI's new frontier, connecting grieving loved ones with the deceased. In the world of AI, researchers have said counting sheep may be the best way for AI to exhibit lifelong learning. In today's video, we'll be looking at the way science has gone far that scientists have taught AI to sleep so that it does not forget what it's learned, and also we'll be looking at how scientists are using tech platforms and virtual reality to create avatars, chatbots, and more to help people who are still mourning. Every living being needs sleep. Sleep, one of the most important things in the human community, has been a subject both for scientific and philosophical argumentation for a long time now. Boring talk, right? Well, all living beings need to sleep, some frequently, some not as frequently as others. Without sleep, humans can become forgetful, hallucinate, and even experience various physical and psychological problems. While this is principally a thing for living creatures, mostly animals, scientists, and technologists are trying to give robots, or as they're called now, AIs, the ability to sleep. 20 or maybe 30 years ago, this notion would have been tagged as madness. However, with the recent colossal breakthroughs in tech, the line between possible and impossible have been sufficiently blurred. New research published in the journal PLOS Computational Biology suggests that future AIs could definitely benefit from having a shut-eye too. Yeah, you heard that right. So your robot and other artificial intelligence would soon have bedtimes. But, well, isn't sleep meant for people with self-will? I mean, one can just take out the battery from the AI and voila, they're asleep. What these tech geniuses mean by AI sleeping, one does not know. But the fact is that the new tech is being developed and would help AI sleep. Scientists break new boundaries in the world of AI. The tech world is undergoing a massive revolution with new and advanced techs being developed daily. However, the recent milestone by artificial neural networks is a colossal one. In recent times, they have reached some superhuman heights. These folks have been able to bring the characters in Star Wars, Star Trek, and other major sci-fi movies into reality. Their AI technology, amongst other capabilities, has been programmed to do almost human and very superhuman activities. Tech has been programmed with the ability to feel fear and respond to some stimuli. How cool is that? However, you don't expect the tech to have everything now, do you? When it comes to sequential learning or learning one new thing after another for AIs, they become, well, kind of like Finding Nemo's Dory. This flaw should be expected. I mean, AI, no matter how human-like they are, is limited to the commands they were programmed with. So naturally, they don't learn new things, they are just given a set of rules or commands that seem limitless, but in actual sense are limited. Humans and animals have the ability to learn and apply knowledge continuously. The brain of beings that have an actual life is capable of acquiring a set of limitless commands and knowledge, whereas AIs can only achieve excellence in a new task. And this is at the expense of the performance of a previous task. What this means is that an AI would record a new task, perform it, and delete the action to record a new one. This means that at the moment, AIs have an in-the-moment knowledge of things. According to Pavel Sanda, who is a co-author of the study and a research fellow at the Institute of Computer Science of the Czech Academy of Science, once properly trained, it's very difficult to teach them a completely new task. He went ahead to say motherboard over email, and if you succeed in training the new task, you end up damaging the old memory. Sanda went on to explain that in the neuro world, the activity is called catastrophic forgetting, and this is an issue that can only be solved with something called consolidation of memory, and this is a process that helps transform recent short-term memories into long-term ones, and this often occurs during REM sleep. This reorganization of the memory might, in a way, play a large part in why sleep is needed, especially if the process does stop working, or if it's interrupted in some way, the serious mental deficit will likely occur, Sanda says. This phenomenon occurs in very old people who might have very detailed memories from childhood but may have difficulties remembering what they had for lunch yesterday. Sanda went ahead to tell Motherboard. But will teaching AIs to hit the hay improve their foggy recollections? To some people, the concept is promising, as sleep is said to spike learning by enabling the spontaneous reactivation of previously learned memory patterns. But the question is, how achievable would the idea be? How will this work? Well, we all want to know how this will work or how achievable the idea is. Seeing that we can just switch off whatever AIs we have and call that sleep, the fact is scientists are building a human prototype, and as such, they would want to be as real as they can be. Sanda and his team created and trained a connected grid of artificial neurons that resembles the human brain, known as a spiking neural grid. The neural network was trained to learn 2 different tasks without forgetting connections picked up from the first task. With several trials, they were able to achieve this with interspersing focused training periods with sleep-like periods. The big question is how the researchers induced sleep. Well, they induced sleep in the neural network by stimulating the network's artificial neurons in a noisy pattern. Also, the researchers ensured that the noise that caused the neural network to sleep corresponded with the pattern of neuron firing during the training session. This idea was a way of replaying and strengthening the connections learned from both tasks. It was a tedious process of training the network on the 2 different tasks, followed by a period of sleep at the end of the sessions. However, the research proved futile, as the neural network still forgot the connections and patterns learned from the tasks. In fact, in the realization of all the tasks, the second was shabbily recollected. According to Eric Delanois of the University of California, San Diego, it is essential that the experiment is slowed and for the network to have rapidly alternating sessions of training and sleep, during which the AI learns the second task. This suggestion proved useful as the connection from the first task was consolidated and repeated by the neural network. The researchers concluded that if a neural network is trained in the manner proposed by Eric, an AI agent may be able to learn 2 different eating patterns, looking for simulated food particles while avoiding poisonous particles. Scientist and researcher Hava Siegelman said at the University of Massachusetts Amherst that the goal of lifelong learning AI is to have the ability to combine different experiences in smart ways and apply this learning to novel situations, just like animals and humans do. He also went on to say that spiking neural networks with their complex biologically inspired design haven't yet proven practical for widespread use because it's difficult to train. This does not mean that the system does not work, it is just hard to train and even harder to apply to different AIs. Moving forward, the next milestone is showing how useful the research would be on other AIs, and that would require a demonstration with more complicated tasks on a system known as the artificial neural networks, generally used by big tech companies. An advantage of the spiking network scheme is that it is more energy efficient than other neural networks. Ryan Golden, a lead scientist, said at the University of California, San Diego, the goal of lifelong learning AI is to have the ability to combine different experiences in smart ways and apply this learning to novel situations, just like animals and humans do. AI connecting the deceased. Now, if this comes to reality, won't it be one of the greatest inventions of all time? One would not have to be scared of dying. Why? Because you may still be able to communicate with your loved ones from the other side. Well, this happened in Korea. A mother lost her daughter in 2016, a week after she was diagnosed with a terminal illness. The death was so sudden, she did not get to say goodbye. In 2020, however, a team of Korean scientists invented the mother for them and asked her what her greatest desires were. Of course, she wanted to see her daughter again. From behind her, an avatar came running to her shouting, "Mom, Mom!" The woman's heart melted immediately. She hugged the avatar closely like it was her dead daughter. The video went viral immediately, garnering over 19 million views on social media. The producer of the documentary, Kim Jung-woo, told a local newspaper that he was worried about how the mother would react to the digitized avatar of her daughter. No matter how hard we tried to make the character similar, she still can tell the difference. But she said she was happy to see even the slight reflection of Na Yeon. Kim says, when the mother was asked if she would like to relive the experience, she said yes. What this did for her, and would do for other aggrieved people, is that it would give her a chance to see her daughter again. And that is one of the beauties of AI.